Mikey P, Mike Perbosi, impromptu harness players podcast for Friday because Meadows has a pick for carryover for this early pick four. Now they've been guaranteeing that late pick four every racing day here in January. Well, it's gone on hit the last 2 days and has resulted in carryover. So a couple guys that are very familiar here with the Meadows racing. Jeff Zidek, track announcer, track handicapper, all around good guy. Welcome to the Harness Players podcast to look at the pick for Friday.
Happy to be here.
And of course, the guy that you see does the picks for NotWhoPicks.com live from the car. I don't know where he's going. Kevin Plowcha.
Let's hope he's not going anywhere right now and he's just kind of in a parking lot. So
I have a parking lot. Mike, happy to be here. Thanks. Don't have a program in front of me, so we're going to try and do this all from memory. But
no program for Kevin Plowcha. Well, he just needs to pull up his Nahu picks. Maybe he can remember what he liked. First race starts the pick four, so we're straight into it. 3,700 in the carryover. Yesterday, they bet 18,000 into the pot for an early pick four carryover. We're hoping for similar numbers for this. So let's check into it here. It starts in race number 1 with a trot, and it's winners of 2, but not more than 4. They're going for 10,900. Jeff, I thought maybe you could live or die with Swan Faith here in the opener. What say you?
Swan Faith is my pick, but I think the horse that is going to hold the key to the race is LD's Maria. Second start off the claim, second start in the new barn. LD's Maria raced very well last week, only missed by a half length. Horse shows a lot of seconds and thirds, showed last week that she can compete in this level. And remember, the new connections didn't have a full week with her. She raced on the 4th when she got claimed, so they would have given her the 5th off. She would have been able to get out there and be on the track for them the 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then raced on the 9th. So they didn't really get a full week of training into her. Now she's been off 8 days, and I think you're going to see some changes today. And I do think LD's Maria is going to be a major player here. I picked her second, but I'm kind of talking myself more into LD's Maria here as we get a little closer to post time.
She's definitely interesting. The fact that she was 1 for 31 last year, but like you said, new connections. And it's pretty rare for a horse to get claimed out of condition. Claimers at the Meadows. Kevin, how'd you see it?
Well, and then LD's Maria stepped up to that. Winners of 2, not more than 4. I have her as my top pick. Was really on the fence about whether to use both, just because in a short field like that, it might kill your value a little bit. But I will use the 3 and the 5, LD's Maria, showing, getting almost 2 seconds faster off that claim. Something that you don't often see in classes like that. So I'll use her. And Swan Faith, I think, is extremely obvious. Making her, what is it, 3rd start for the Andrews barn now? 3rd or 4th, maybe. So I'll use those 2.
Well, let's go to race 2 and a tough claim.
Oh, wait, one quick side note. Race 1, interesting note here. The 1 and 2, full sisters. Ended up taking very different routes to get here to the Meadows, but they're full sisters. They'll be side by side on the racetrack, side by side in the paddock today. You don't see that very often.
Pretty amazing there with that. And you mentioned too, to me off air, that Anthony McDonald for those first 2 races. You have driver changes yet, Jeff, or not yet?
Yeah, it's going to be Hunter Myers on Aerogem in the first. So Hunter Myers on the 1, Aerogem in the first. Second race, the 5, Mateo. That's going to be Brady Jensen. Brady Jensen's going to drive Mateo in the second. So McKnight will be here for his drives in the 4th, and later he just won't be here for the first 2.
Let's jump to that race 2, and it's claiming handicap 10, 12,000 variety going for 8,500. Kevin's sort of in and out here. So Jeff, it's just you and I. Oh wait, Kevin's back. Kevin, give us some thoughts. I thought this was a pretty tough race. Lots of different ways you can go here. What say you?
I'm going too deep. I like 1-4. Free on the beach off the post change and the trainer change. We'll see if he can improve. He was showing some good form back in December. See if he can reach that form. I believe 2 back, he had that trip where he was parked a mile. Last time, 52-4 on a track that was rated 3 seconds off. So he's clearly in top form. I'm 1-4 in leg 2.
Jeff, lots of horses were claimed last time. The 1, the 2, the 4, the 7, all claimed, all new barns. What were you thinking here?
Well, I have all 4 of those in my top 4 numbers. All 4 of the horses claimed, and that's what adds to the confusion of it a little bit. And what do you do with the other newcomer coming in from Philly, Musical Box, who shows some good lines there? Voyager is going to be my pick, the horse making the debut for the Presto barn. I mean, let's face it, Brandon Presto has had an extremely successful run the last couple of seasons, and he's already got 6 wins in 26 outings this year as a trainer. Stable, sharp, horse looks good. Got to go with Voyager. Free on the beach, going to the Chrysler barn. Coming off an 8th and a 6th, though, and that's where you might get a little value. I don't think he's going to get played quite as much. There's another newcomer here. The 8's new. We got a brand new trainer. We haven't seen Brad Irvine here drive it at the Meadows for years. They're bringing some horses in today. So some new horses, the 6 and the 8 added to the mix. Dakota Jack coming back. It's not as cut and dry as it may appear. I think this is a race where you could get burned if you only go 1 or 2 deep.
Yeah, I do think you need to go spready there in race number 2. I could certainly see the 1. The 4 is obvious there off the claim, and anything Presto jumps in for, I am interested in. But that horse is lightly raced, only 6 starts last year. So, have to be careful with that one. And then you see the 6 Musical Box, 20-1 morning line off a couple of decent races at Philly. So that's a horse that's probably going to stick out to a lot of people, especially looking at that morning line there. So tough way to continue in the pick 4 here with this carryover at the Meadows. Let's go to race 3. And this is another trot here. Non-winners of 5,000 last 4 starts. And Jeff, Keystone Chaos ran into Buck Nome. We saw Buck Nome step up and win yesterday on that late pick 4 to probably create this carryover. Do you think that this horse, obviously tons of back class for Keystone Chaos, do you like him?
Love Keystone Chaos every start, but he's his own worst enemy. Does not get out of the gate well usually. And he's just so far back. I mean, last week they bet him to 6-5. And I felt he had to leave and get to the front if he had any chance in there. He left a little bit, dropped in 4th, had no chance when he finds himself 6th at the top of the stretch. He's got a ton of closing speed, but he just does not get out of the gate well. And that puts him at a big disadvantage at a track like ours. Swan Legacy is too far down in class. He's got the gate speed. Hasn't shown it the last couple starts, but I think Swan Legacy goes right to the front and doesn't look back today. Keystone Chaos is going to be playing catch up. The tricky horse here is Enzio. On paper, he shows a good win in a lower level, but then he broke last week. Troyson has been racing well. Troyson's a horse that can be on the ticket any time. Pallone chose off a Troyson to take Enzio today. From the 5, he's taken the 3. And that, to me, is adding a little bit of confusion to the handicapping here.
I think a tough race, Kevin. Is it as simple as Swan Legacy? Especially some of these other races are kind of tough. So what do you think here?
I'm going to single Swan Legacy. I just think Indoff's going to send him to the front. He's dangerous at these types of levels. And when Indoff sends one to the front, I know Jeff says this about Brian Zent, but I think when Indoff sends one to the front, he's just as dangerous. And I think it's as clear cut as him. A horse that no one's mentioned yet for exotic purposes. I know we're talking about the pick 4, but Poppy Hanover lacked room last time in a lower level. I know he steps up, could get a conservative drive from post 7, which could hamper him, but maybe even throw him into this pick 4. He's 20-1 on the morning line, I believe. But for me, I'll be singling Swan Legacy on my 8 ticket.
Yeah, if you look at Swan Legacy, last time that this one dropped, if you look back in November, dropped out of the opens into numbers of 10,000 and had a really nice win there up close. This is an even bigger drop. But really, this horse doesn't live at this numbers of 5,000 level. And if you look at a lot of these horses, they've been struggling versus similar types. So I would expect Swan Legacy is supposed to be forward, is supposed to win. But again, the recent form lines are a little iffy there, and it is a trot race. So wintertime trotters, could create a little more chaos in race 3 here today at the Meadows. Well, let's go to the finishing leg here of this pick 4. And this is a pace here. This is non-winners of 9 parimutuel races lifetime. Kevin, how are we going to get paid here?
Too deep for me. The 6, Swifty Lazar, is extremely obvious coming off that big win in non-winners of 6. He steps back up looking to repeat, but I'll throw in the 1, Governor JK, who's my top pick, moving from that non-winners of 3,500 back up to the non-winners of 9. Races for a new barn, Jack Smith. Just think he needs to be put in play, whether it's a first over trip. I just think he's been showing the speed to go with these. And if he gets the right trip here, I think he could upset at a price, especially since the 6 is probably going to be so heavily bet. Anything Burke is heavily bet, and especially coming off a big win like that. But I'll throw him in. So I'll go 1-6, hoping to get paid here.
Jeff, I know you got to go soon to get on air. Is it as simple as Swifty Lazar? What do you think?
Swifty Lazar is consistent. The horse is going about the same speed the last several starts. If the race goes around that same level today, but again, it's not as cut and dry. Extortion, to me, I was disappointed in Extortion 2 back. But last week, the horse looked really good again, coming home 28-1. I think 3 deserves a look. 7 Stone Cold Cruiser. I don't know that you can use this one in your pick 4 as a winner, but I think you got to use Stone Cold Cruiser on the ticket somewhere. Dance the Way You Are is the confusing one. The Presto Barn had been racing this one in a progressive claiming series at Northfield, and then they gave the horse to Justin Lloyd. He took the horse out to Hawthorne. The horse looked really good, winning with a 27-4 final quarter. I know it's a mile track, but Hawthorne isn't exactly the quickest mile track out there. And so Dance the Way You Are is back today in the Justin Lloyd barn. Confusing race to me a little bit. Swifty Lazar, one good line after 4 somewhat disappointing lines. Is that one good line enough to single this horse? I don't think so. I do like the horse to win, but definitely not a single for me.
Yeah, I would try to take a shot here. I mean, if you look at Swifty Lazar, last time at numbers of 9 back on December 30th, the horse was 14-1 and really didn't make much of an impression. Now, I know it's Burke. I know it comes off a nice win, but there's others in here, and they're ones you mentioned. And I do think Brady Jensen has raced very well here since arriving. And a lot of, it seems like when he gets on a horse, he takes his time first time out, and then he's a little more aggressive. Well, and you see that with Extortion. Second time out, this horse kicked 28-1. This horse is a must use, I think, especially given from this post. Should be a little closer early. I like that one. And I do agree on the Hawthorne shipper here. I mean, to come off that race, big rally is the comment there. Nice 27-4 kick. Now, I know it was a big track, but that horse woke up there. Given that a lot of the money is going to run through Swifty Lazar this morning line here, I do think you need to take a shot to finish up this pick 4. Well, we have a nice carryover, guaranteed 5,000 pool in the late pick 4, but get in on this early pick 4, guys. Final thoughts for this early pick 4 for Friday.
Just enjoy it. I mean, we got good weather. The track might be thawing a little bit. Our track's listed, I'm looking at my other monitor, we're listed good, 35 degrees. It's the warmest we've had in quite some time. It's the warmest we're going to see for a while. So nice day. Enjoy the race. We also have a nice carryover in the pick 5. And as you said, that late pick 4, we got a 5,000 guarantee.
Well, Jeff, look forward to your calls. Kevin, final thoughts for Friday.
That late pick 4, 5,000 guarantee pool, it's going to be a good sequence, I believe. You can take a couple of shots in there. Maybe check out NahooPicks.com for all of my write-ups of all of the carryovers and all the races.
Well, nice quick little production here of In the Money Media. Jump into Meadows on Friday. Get in on his carryover monies, and we'll see you guys next time.